The market trades basically flat, but what did it really tell us? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay guys, so in yesterday's video we talked about the fact that they could be pushing higher in a slightly bigger B wave and then selling off from there, and it does look like that may be what's happening. The market basically chopped all day, but it's the way it chopped that's important. Now the question is, can the bears follow through? I'll get into that in just one second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP 500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, with a little bit of chop we saw today, it does give us a little bit of that B wave pattern we were looking for, but now we need the bears to follow through. So let's jump into the chart and take a look. All right, guys, so here we are on the 1 hour futures chart for the S&P 500, and off of the high we talked about yesterday, this being an A wave, and if they were able to break this high, which they were, then we would get a slightly higher B wave, and that's what we saw in general. We saw this wave 3 here, or this move here right at the beginning of the day, poke above this high. Then they pulled back to just above the 50% retrace of wave 3, and then up to make a new high on negative divergence again for what we're calling wave B for right now. Now that is negative divergence on this high, and on this high, which usually tells us that we should be expecting a pullback. So if that's the case, we would expect this to be the B wave top, and we would expect us to see this C wave follow through down to the 40.50 to 40.60 region. Now, once we get to that point, if we get to that point, we would expect that area to hold, and we would expect a bounce from there in B. But first, we got to break 4,100 and get follow through from the bears. But that is what we would expect given the negative divergence we've seen and the overall pattern, as well as the NASDAQ, which we will look at here shortly. Okay, for the bulls, they want to hold up in this area, and they could potentially be in a area where we've got a wave 4 pullback, and then you have 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5 would put us right at that 41.95 area I talked about in Sunday's video, where we make a slightly new high and then start to pull back from there. So if the bulls can push up and break this 40.72 area, it is very likely they will attack 4,200, and at that point they will see if they can break through. If they can break over 4,200, I would expect a direct move towards 4,250 to 4,300, but I don't think that's going to be the case. So again, over 40.72, it's very likely we attack 4,200, and from there we would look for a move down from the 41.95 area. Over on the NASDAQ has been telling us that we are in a pullback based on the overall structure and the move up. So we got a 5-wave move up to the high, which hit almost the 2.0. It was a little bit above the 2.0, but it was a really nice fib pinball all the way up. So it's a really nice impulsive structure. So you would expect a pullback from this point. Also had negative divergence on this high as well as this high. So we would have in the NASDAQ, you'd have your A and your B, and you'd be starting C down of A toward that 12,740 area. Then looking for a bounce back up toward the 13.2 area or 13.1 area, and then down from there to complete that pullback. Now, again, on the NASDAQ, of course, they can go higher, and we do have CPI tomorrow, which is an excellent catalyst and can be very strong and erase a lot of divergence and push to a new high. And if that's the case, we would expect them to take out this high and head toward the 13.4 to 13.500 area. So in that case, you'd be looking for this kind of move here, where we'd come up to 13.5. So if they can break the NASDAQ high, we would expect them to attack 13.500, and if they can break out over that, we would look for the 14,000 plus area in a more direct move. So very similar to the ES in that regard of we need the bears to follow through to the downside for this pattern, and if they cannot, then we should look for an explosive move higher from the bulls. Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link and it'll take you right over to the website. Once there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible plans, and they both come with a 7-day free trial. And that's because I want you to get in there, become part of our trading team, and make sure you love it before you ever spend a penny. You can cancel at any time. We just started our training course, Elliott Wave for Beginners, and in that course I teach you Elliott Wave the way I do it so that you can see the targets and understand how the market moves the way I see it. That is included in both membership plans. In our first room, the Invest with Jacob room, you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions answered, a midday video where I go over exactly where we are in the counts and what to expect, as well as the training material you just just saw. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing trade, which means our trades last anywhere from a few days to a few months, so we don't trade quite as often as a day trading room does. However, if you are interested in day trading as well as individual stocks, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as individual stocks, day trading, and PT's reduced risk binary method that absolutely crushes the market. He gets you in at a cheap price, he gets you big multiples on your money, and it's how he structures the trade that's so unique. Something you kind of have to see to understand, and that's another reason we give you that 7-day free trial. He also started a challenge account where he put $4,000 into an account trading mini ES futures, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we would love to have you in these rooms so we can all make money together. All right, key takeaways for today. We are expecting a pullback, but we do have a huge catalyst tomorrow in CPI, and they can push directly higher if they take out that 4072 area. We would expect an attack at 4200, and above that, the bulls can break out. Over on the NASDAQ, same thing. We're looking for a pullback. However, if they can take out that high here at the 13340 area, we would expect a 13500 area push, and above that, they can break out. Guys, that is the market update for today. I will talk to you tomorrow.